Coming up, find out what happens when we hit the streets of New York and ask,
Ooh.
Do you think AI is exciting or terrifying?
Would you take a 20% pay cut if it meant you never had to step foot in an office again?
Is it okay for airlines to charge plus-size passengers extra? Ooh.
Do you think AI is exciting or terrifying? I think it's both. I think it's probably going to make us all stupid, but it was exporting all of our thinking to something else.
I think the word is not out yet. I mean, there's a lot of conflicting stuff. Nobody really knows what they talk about when they talk about AI. So overall, I think it's probably positive at the end, I hope.
I think it's terrifying. And it's terrifying because it's progressing really fast. It was only a few years ago that we started seeing AI slop, and it's like it didn't make any sense. But like now they're making movie scenes, they're doing personalities where they're taking voices of popular people and they're making things up.
Yeah, probably more terrifying than exciting. Just depending on what type of person you are. If you're more old school, I guess it could be more terrifying for you. And I just guess in a social sense, definitely on social media, it's crazy to see that you can literally make anyone do anything with AI.
Southwest Airlines is making major changes to its seating policies. The airline raising ticket prices for plus-size passengers. Customers of size who cannot fit between the armrests must now buy 2 tickets in advance. If an extra seat is not purchased beforehand, the airline will only provide a complimentary seat if space is available. Otherwise, a passenger will be rebooked for another flight.
Is it okay for airlines to charge plus-size passengers extra? No, not at all. Maybe with times changing, maybe they should restructure how they're doing their seating. Maybe make it a little wider, maybe add less seats so you can accompany that.
I think there should be another option for plus-size people, because I was recently on a flight and the guy next to me was plus-size, and I found myself leaning a little bit to accommodate for him. But I do think there should be more accessible spaces for all body types.
Well, this morning, the NYPD is releasing its latest crime stats, and we are the first to bring you those numbers. Major crimes dropped last month, and murders declined to their lowest levels ever.
It was the safest January ever for gun violence, with the fewest shootings and shooting victims in recorded history.
According to NYPD's crime stats, it was the safest January in history. Do you think that the city feels safer? Honestly, I feel safe. I've always kind of felt safe in my city. Do we think we could do better? Absolutely. Has it gotten safer compared to how I felt a few years back? Absolutely.
Honestly, I don't go to the city that much, but from what I've seen, it's pretty safe. Nothing really happened, especially on the subway, mostly on the subway. I don't think anything has happened to me that was crazy from my experience.
I think the city feels the same it's felt for a long time, and you have to be careful with the way they sensationalize those statistics.
Would you take a 20% pay cut if it meant you never had to step foot in an office again? I do hate offices, so, but I do like money. No, I don't think I would do it. Sometimes you just gotta suck it up and do stuff for money, you know?
Honestly, yes, I would, because I'll just be working from home.
It's a hard question. I don't even work in an office, so I kind of want to say yes. I'm going to say yes to this one. Is it okay to date somebody new if you are not over your ex yet? I feel like yes, because it's New York City and it's hard to find love, right, guys? You agree?
Absolutely not, because, well, as you can tell from the hat, I'm a Christian, and we're called to love our neighbors as ourselves, right? So you wouldn't want anybody to do anything to you that you would not do to them.
I don't think it's optimal for either yourself, for your own mental health, or the other person, because you're still, you'll reference all the new things that you're doing to that old person. Oh, me and this girl used to do it, me and this girl used to do it, and you're constantly thinking about them while your lover's over here in love with you and you're thinking about someone else on their mind.
We've got more questions and more views coming up. First, let's travel around the city and NYs see it.
Dog parks are everywhere across our area, and if you're looking to bring your pup, we've got some expert advice. I'm here with Brandy Munden from the AKC. We're going to talk about dog park etiquette.
Yes.
So you want to bring your dog for the first time to the dog park.
Yeah.
What are some of the things you need to be thinking about? What's on your mental checklist?
So you want to make sure that your dog is healthy, in good health, in good spirits, and has had a little bit of socialization before you come to the dog park. Now, dog parks tend to have great security, double gates. It makes complete and utter sense. But should your dog slip through, you want to be able to locate your dog. So making sure they're properly identified with their tags, and their collars, and their microchip are always paramount.
Before you go to the dog park, should your dog be spayed or neutered?
Yes, you do not want to necessarily take an intact dog to the dog park because other dogs can smell it even if they are neutered or spayed. If you do not want accidental litter, you want to make sure that your dog is spayed or neutered. It's not to say you cannot take an intact dog to the dog park, but you have to be hyper vigilant about that specifically.
We go to the park. When is the best time to take your dog off the leash?
The best time to take your dog off the leash is when they're actually in the dog park. So not just when they're through the first gate, but when they're through the second gate. So you want to make sure they're leashed until you get in there, and then you release the leash.
While you're at the dog park, what should you be watching for your dog to make sure that they're having fun and not getting overstimulated?
First and foremost, stay off your phone. Dog park is not me time, it is dog time. So you want to pay attention to any aggressive behaviors that might be exhibited towards your dog or that your dog might be exhibiting. You want to make sure your dog is playing and actually having a good time.
Brandy, we want to be good dog parents. So what is the etiquette for humans so they can be good dog park citizens?
So in order to be a good dog park citizen, pick up after your dog. Pick up after your dog. Cannot say this enough. Pick up after your dog. Do not bring food to the dog park. Your dog may love treats, but that will also attract other dogs, and then that can lead to a little bit of a confrontation, and we don't need that. And last but not least, pay attention. Make sure your dog is having a good time, and if you see your dog seems to not be having a good time or not adjusting well, it's okay to take them out, take them home, and try again another day.
My dog, Duchess, is a little crazy about tennis balls. So what's your advice on bringing toys and treats to the dog park?
If you don't have to, don't. It's likely that another dog is also ball crazy, but it could come into that's my ball, and it can become a confrontation. Same thing with treats. Leave the treats at home, give them plenty of treats when they get home for being a good puppy, and they'll have a better experience.
This is Speak Up New York, the hot topic show where your views come first.
If the service was bad, is it okay to skip the tip? To be honest, in New York, like the living expenses are so high, I wouldn't skip tip. Like even if the service was bad, I'd at least give like a couple dollars.
You get paid a lower minimum wage if you're making tips, so like you're not actually. Like you're paying for their wage, you know, and like if you don't tip, like as I've been a service worker for many years, and like it's like the difference between a tip job and a non-tip job is like very real.
No, I feel like I'll give them a smaller tip, but I'll still tip. You know, that's how they make most of their money.
I agree. Maybe like a few dollars, maybe $5.
I say like 15% if they're bad, 20 to 30 on a good day.
Yeah. If they like are insulting me, or if they're like insulting my loved ones that I went to dinner with, sure, maybe, but in any other circumstance, absolutely not. 20% is going there.
Snow isn't the only thing piled up along New York City streets. Days after the storm, New Yorkers are talking trash about the mountains of garbage that are building up on just about every street corner. It's a smelly mess that just keeps getting worse.
We're going through, again, East 80th Street, but look over to the left-hand side. Not only are the cars covered in snow, some of them, but this is a pile of recycling clear bags, which stretches probably for about 20 yards. That's on the left-hand side there of your screen.
Does NYC have a garbage issue? Not anymore, not a real garbage issue. I mean, pickup gets delayed in the snow. I mean, there's people that litter, but for New York, it's pretty clean, relatively speaking.
When I was living in Brooklyn, we did. There was lots of rats, there was just garbage overflowing. But recently, I don't really feel like I've seen a whole lot of that around, which maybe leads to it being no issue at all now.
What's one thing that's gotten better over the last few years? Definitely myself and my mindset. Because the way that I walk today, the way that I move, and the way that I see this whole reality, I did not see it a few years back. You know what I'm saying? I really faced myself. I stepped into who I wanted to be, and now I'm really living. So that's one thing that's really gotten better is my mindset.
Girl, if I say nothing,
Right, in New York, I think nothing.
yeah, I don't know about anything that's gotten better in the last few years. I think everything is kind of going over a rapid decline. Like, I don't know, I think we need to work on a lot of things in the U.S.
My mindset, really? I was in really bad mental health that 2020. Quarantine was literally like, I was sunk in this deep ship, and I was just 210 pounds with nothing. Like, I didn't have will to do anything. I barely went to school. So I joined a little program called South Bronx Fitness. You wake up early to work out, and you work out for these competitions that you're competing for against other people, and it kept on going, and I improved physically and mentally, so that's really been helping me out, and I'm trying to carry out that mentality to college and for the rest of my life.
What's the best Valentine's Day gift you've ever received or gave? I think all the best Valentine's Day gifts I've received have been home-cooked meals. Like a fantastic, meal, a variety of types.
This is a really nice question, but unfortunately, I never received a Valentine's Day gift or gave one. You know what I'm saying? I never really had a real Valentine's. You know what I'm saying? So maybe with Valentine's Day approaching, I'll decide this year to make one happen. You know what I'm saying? I'll get a gift and choose to get a Valentine. You know what I'm saying? But maybe, firstly, a hug for sure, because that's the most important.
So for my Valentine's Day, me and my girlfriend, we're going to a couples spa. So I think that's the best one I gave so far, because I've been with my girlfriend for 2 years.
We want your view. Get ready to share your opinion when Speak Up New York hits the streets again real soon.